What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Class C Climb blog. I was doing my walk and I've been commenting back and forth where someone is going back and forth in the comments with me. Erica, you have to retract your comments about people coming in and out of the apartment. Now, let me be clear. From all the articles I read, this woman seems to have very few family. Her husband has died. The landlord has made comments in several articles that she's been living there for 30 years, paying very low rent. That nonprofit she's worked for all these years has has been part of the reason she's had low rent. Long and the story short, this man in this article, he gave her over 3 months. So I don't know about you, but 3 months is very generous, regardless of the age you're in. If you actually pay attention to the article, that part of California does have an elderly assistance program. Now I may be misspelling the word or the wording mixed up, but essentially you cannot raise rent a particular way. But she lives outside that area. But let me be clear. If you believe socialism is the way, your mindset is fucked up. Let me get that out there. Now some of you are going to say, Erica, please don't curse in your videos. No, I need to curse. This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen all day. Where everybody wants to say, we're raising awareness. We're raising money. Erica, you're misquoting. Oh, this woman doesn't have family. This doesn't matter, y'all. Y'all are missing the whole fucking point of the video. If you're not the landlord, it does not give a shit what you want to do. No one cares what you want. No one cares about your feelings. No one cares if you want to live there till you die. The man owns the building. If you do not own the building, you have no say. Point blank period. When you sign a piece of paper, you sign away your rights. On every freaking paper I've ever worked with. And listen, this comes from a woman who worked in apartment management. This isn't somebody just giving y'all some bullshit. I worked in apartment management. When you sign that paper, it essentially says, I own this building, you get out. You get out. That's it. If I say you get out, you get out. If you do something, you get out. If you do something against the rules, you get out. And you guys are sitting here playing this game. It's my right. I pay money to them. Stop. It's disgusting. It's really sad. It's really sad you're going back and forth in the arguments with me on the internet, talking about how y'all raise money for this woman. You live in California. You talking a lot of smack. Instead of being on the internet, arguing with me, you need to go cut a check. If you care this much, go cut a check. Get off the internet with me, arguing in my comments about the woman not having family. Go cut a check. That's how we talk in America. If you care so much about this woman, you're so upset about this woman's situation, go cut a check. If not, be quiet and get out of the comments immediately. Now you're going to say, Erica, I'm going to unfollow you. Great. That's how you speak, because you don't have any money. You're not throwing money at me, so you can go. You dig what I'm saying? Like, this may be harsh for some of y'all, but no one cares. Single parent network, that's what I tell everyone. No one cares. Do what you got to do and keep it moving. Now, somebody's going to say, but she's 102, Erica. And they've been doing a month-to-month lease with this woman. This has not just happened all of a sudden. We're getting bits and pieces out of every newsletter. What they want you to believe is this poor landlord forcing this woman out in the streets like in 2 days. This is not true. This has been 3 months in the making. Thank you for the 49 super chat. Where are her people? Listen. And people, listen, she had a husband. He died. She got family on the East Coast. This woman is 102. This isn't like she was at 92 10 years ago. She was still old, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, y'all are getting hella out of pocket. So, to clarify, everybody, if you didn't watch the previous video, go watch it. Now, I clearly say that the landlord has every right to evict this woman. She worked at a nonprofit for many years. Like, she retired from it. Arnold Schwarzenegger knew her from the nonprofit. Okay, that's how he knew her. She retired because she's very elderly. Her husband has died. Now, where she lived isn't that big. From every news article source, the landlord's daughter has graduated law school, and he wants her to live there. At the end of the day, I don't care if the woman was 109. The man has a daughter. He owns the property. He can do whatever he likes. Let's try it. Let's say it again. Her friend next door in the newspaper article is like, Oh, she doesn't want to be interviewed. I get it. She doesn't want to be interviewed. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. 102 and you got to go. It's been like that for 3 months. So people are living in California all these years and not properly preparing. And this is not just a black people issue. This is a people being reactive instead of proactive. Instead of proactively planning for where they need to go, this is just getting stupid here. The woman's 102. People are like, he should wait until she dies. Do you not believe if this man's daughter already went through law school and she went through undergrad? Do you not think this man has been waiting for this woman to die? I know this sounds horrible, but let's really put this in context. This woman's 102. The man probably thought at 92, her family, whoever was left, don't matter where they live, we're going to take her, put her in a home, or take her wherever they lived. But you're telling me you want this landlord to wait till she dies, knock on the door, oh my gosh, she's died, clean the place out, renovate the whole place, then let his daughter move in. Some people even said in the last show, why doesn't his daughter have her own home? She just graduated law school. It doesn't matter if his daughter has her own home. He owns the fucking land. Like, I'm really like almost terrified for African American people because we are going to die in the next recession with the comments I'm seeing. Literally, there was on Instagram, there was a thing about social Medicaid for all or something to that effect. And I'm like, I'm from a military family. I've gone to medical hospitals that I thought were under servicing us, not giving us proper care. And trust me, they're horrible. The post office is horrible. The GMV is horrible. You want your hospital to be like the government? Trust me, it'll be horrible. Okay? A lot of rationing of care. And unfortunately, we are in this delusional socialism land thinking if they just give us more money, we'll be okay. African American and Hispanic people are making the most money they've been making in the past 10 years. And homeowners rates are still 42%. My whole point of that video was the lady was arguing that she called 78 of her friends in Rayford, North Carolina, New York, New Orleans, what was that place? Jackson, Mississippi, and none of them could afford a home. This is bullshit. I'm from that part of North Carolina. You can get a house for 80 grand. Already renovated, painted, new cleaned up bathroom, everything. This is a lie. This is, and the woman in the article only makes $28,000 a year. So what is that telling you? They're trying to gin you up for this society of, oh, people can't afford to live. People can't afford a home. That's bullshit. These people don't make no money. They're out here going on vacations. They're out here with brand new cars. Don't make no money. Don't have trades. Right now in the state of Michigan, there are 500,000 jobs for tradesmen that are empty. Right now in Michigan, mostly Detroit and some other places, they have been getting billions of dollars from the government and outside capital investment to fix Detroit. They have 500,000 jobs empty. Why? Because people refuse to go get certifications. People refuse to go get their tests. So Asia and them every day are posting. They have 500,000 jobs. 500,000 jobs available. But you guys won't get certifications. Whose fault is that? This is a responsibility thing. We live in a society where, and this one lady said, Ericka, people have horrible reading levels. That's not my fucking problem. If you're 30-something years old, I'd rather you go in there and say, listen, I have dyslexia, but I still can pass a test. They have tests for the people who can't read. They literally have tests so you can pass certifications. This is getting outrageous. You guys are on the internet arguing with people who are giving you logic and facts, and you're sitting here telling me, well, can you retract that part, Ericka? That's wrong. I don't give a fuck. If you are so concerned about this woman, go cut a check out of your book. Go to your house, dig up all your money under your mattress, and go give it to her. But get off the internet arguing with people. You should be out there calling up every news article. Call up every news article that's misquoting this man instead of arguing with me. You don't care that much. Well, we got to GoFundMe. I don't give a damn about GoFundMe. Are you personally cutting a check out of your pocket to pay for this woman to live somewhere? If not, be quiet. Be quiet and get off the internet fighting with people about nothing. It's disgusting. Let me see what some of y'all are saying in here. I sound like a new capitalist where I have money and no sympathy. No, this is old. This is what's happening. I sound like a new capitalist. I sound like your grandparents. Real grandparents from the North and the South who actually made it through hard times. Not these young, lazy motherfuckers who are out here like, I ain't got no money, the government should help, I can't go to college. No, your grandparents worked their ass off and they had rules and they had regulations. Some of y'all have not been raised by a mama and a daddy, and we can tell. Because there's no rule of law or logic in your head. When you have a father in your home and you have uncles in your life, that's it. It's black or white. Those are the rules. Them's the breaks. You ever heard of that? Them's are the breaks. And some of you can, it's very clear on the internet, you don't know what right or wrong is. And you don't know what rule of law. Listen, this woman was given 3 months. She could have petitioned every single nonprofit in the whole fucking state. And the people on the internet saying that they were trying to help her. Where were you 3 months ago when she first got this paperwork? So don't come in here telling me I sound like a new capitalist. No, I sound like your grandparents where they told you to toughen up, cookie. Pull your pants up, go to work. That's what your grandparents told you. And we're coming back to those times. Because listen, good times make soft men. Hard times make good men. And you're going to see that again. This recession's coming. And some of y'all are going to lose your whole shirts. It's going to be worse than this woman in this article. I promise you. Is his home. He can do as he wants. What kind of hyper-capitalist? Listen, California is one of the most socialist states in the whole United States that will do any and everything and bend over backwards to steal your money and give people a home and stop people's rent. What are you talking about? Again, this is somebody who doesn't live in reality. Gone from the channel. Sounds like the landlord has some empathy this whole time. Now it's all business. Listen, the landlord, this woman has been living there for over 30 years. 30 years. And we established earlier, that's since 1989, living at very low rent. He's barely raised the rent. And someone said in the comments that the rents are unhealthy. That's some socialistic, disgusting stuff. Unhealthy? No, that's children. That's people. That's why I'm out here walking, to get healthy. Okay? Unhealthy, to say rent is unhealthy or income from a job is unhealthy, that's socialistic mindset. And you're programming yourself to be a loser. Let's just be honest. That's what you're doing. Instead of saying, figuring out how can I win in this society, you go, well, that rent is unhealthy. No, it's not. In California, you have people who are making $20K a month moving there every day. Where are they supposed to live? Nowhere? So that you and your cousin and them can live for $500? Get out of here. That's crazy. People see the elderly as innocent. This woman probably was, stop. No, she did have a husband. She had a husband, he died. No, it's not about empathy. It's called fact. She hasn't said anything wrong. It's what it is. And everybody, it's business. You guys are shaming this man who has a daughter who went to law school. So it's not like they don't know the law. Y'all act like they don't know the law. This is a teachable moment. The one probably did not anticipate living this long. God is Noel. No one does. That's why when people call me and they say, is it too late to go into nursing, Ericka? Is it too late to go into tech writing? You may live to be 90. This is the best time ever for you to decide to get new skills. Like whatever new skill you want, it's time to get it. Whatever new skill you can think of, it's time to get it. Literally, I went to the hospital, Cape Fear Valley in North Carolina. And the lady at the front, I swear to you, I ain't seen her lift a thing. She just sits at the front desk. And I asked my aunt, like, because she's a nurse there. I said, well, what is this woman doing? She's like, listen, she 89. She just riding it out. I'm like, riding out what? Retirement? She can go home. He's like, well, she can do admin. This lady actually had missing teeth, y'all. She was literally like 90 years old. But again, it's a skill, nursing. I can't get rid of you. You have to be proactive, not reactive. Plan for the future. Stop waiting for things to happen. Then starting to GoFundMe. Listen, everybody's like, oh, there's a GoFundMe. You're ruining whatever. If you own a home, at least you can get checked. You get a check to get out. Imagine the home prices in the 70s. If she's 102, she could have got a home so cheap. Yep. Everybody don't want to help. That's right. In North Carolina, you can get a home for $40K. You really can, especially in Greensboro. You sound like a normal person. That's what it is. Sounds like negligence and negligence. Who checks? Who who done got this girl. I mean, I don't want to be cussing, but I just find like that's so disgusting to me that you rather come into the comments, argue with me back and forth 8 and 12 times instead of being like, Ericka, we're going to go help this woman. Great, we'll get off my internet. Go talk to the news crews. Go to her house. Bring her dinner. You never heard me cuss so much. Y'all, I literally was walking on the louder road. I'm going this way so it won't be so loud. But I was like, I was trying to enjoy my walk, but we acting crazy. Child, when shit hit the fan, yeah, that's true. It's gonna be something else. Teach them. George Macon. Well, that's the thing. Listen, this is the whole point of my whole family. The reason I keep telling y'all my family story over and over again, we were on farms. They wouldn't give us government farm loans. We were all smashed up in one house. My grandma's like, we got to do something. Everybody go where you got to go. Got cousins that went to police force. Got cousins that went in the military. Got my mom went in the military. Got aunts that became nurses. So miss me with that story because we did. We had farms. We were that family that squeezed in all together. We didn't have benefits growing up. It wasn't until our parents all jumped into the military and did other things. And that's the thing. Everybody wants to have an excuse. Like no one's squeezing you out of opportunities. That's a scarcity mindset. That's a socialism mindset. That's some bullshit. There's free food. Like the woman that just killed herself in San Antonio. San Antonio has the highest number of food banks because it's the hub. The hub of where we do all our volunteering is in San Antonio. So if this woman's issue was she was hungry and her children were hungry, she could have got $300 worth of food from almost every single food bank and church in San Antonio. That wasn't her issue. Her issue was entitlement. Her issue was her mindset. Her issue is that you deserve to give her a food stamp card, which in Texas, because she's able-bodied and could work, the most they were going to give her, even with her 2 children, was going to be about $350. She could have got $350 of food. She didn't want that. She wanted a EBT card. So miss me with that. I'm ready for that recession. Shit, I'm ready for it too. Sub-Zero, $10. Preach. We've been trained to act like fish on land when it comes to practicing socialism instead of capitalism. Exactly. They don't never come to us for anything but our vote. You see, they're trying to cram Joe Biden down your throat when you know damn well that ain't gonna work. That dog ain't gonna hunt. And this is not to be political. This is just to be common sense of what are you guys trying to achieve, right? There was a picture and it showed Baltimore, like the hood part. And it said the hood under Trump, the hood under Obama, the hood under Bush, the hood under Clinton. What's the only thing that changes in that whole scenario is you. That's the only thing that changes in this whole scenario is you and what you decide to do. And again, even in the article from the New York Times, the woman only makes $28,000 a year. She should be working a part-time job instead of complaining in the New York Times. But she's still, even at $28,000 a year, which is $14 an hour, we determined earlier, qualified for a $250,000 home, townhouse, condo, whatever. So even she was not squeezed out of opportunity in America. So this whole thing of like, oh, we're squeezed out of opportunity. Y'all, I'm like, about to have heart palpitations out here. California, you should look at all the damn homeless. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the, what's the name of it? Oh, it's a tent alley. It's where they let there's a state park in California that they just let the homeless people have because they had so many. And this is California where they have so many nonprofits. They have the most nonprofits in the nation. They have the most rental programs in the nation. They have the most benefits. This is the most socialistic place you'll ever live. And they've got people living in tent cities. Why? That shit don't work. The dog don't hunt. Okay? Even in Atlanta right now, Atlanta's like, why are all these homeless people out here? When you got $400 rent on the edges of Atlanta. I know, not downtown Atlanta. That's midtown. I'm talking about the edges. Some of this is mental health. You need regional health hospitals that were closed under Reagan. States didn't want to keep them open, so that's why you have a lot of homeless like you do. The homeowner does have a right to his home. When my landlord sold, I had to get out. Hated it, but I had to move out. And listen, I told you guys about our cousin. She's our distant cousin. She doesn't keep up with us as much. She's older, so we were checking in on her. She's in her 60s. She's not that old. And they were like, the man came to Betty and he said, listen, I got cancer. I'm gonna give all the properties to my son. He wants to sell everything. Do you want to buy this property for like $35,000? Now let's be clear. I'm not trying to get Betty in trouble, or I don't want her cussing me out. Her son might see this. She lived there for 30 years, like 26 years. 26 years. And if she would have called any of us, we would have cut her a check. We wouldn't even have asked any questions. We'd have cut her a check, even though she's our distant cousin that never really, follows up or calls us except for family reunion. But because she didn't want to call us, she told him I ain't got no money. 6 months later, he dies. His son, sure enough, comes over, gives her the notice to vacate. Okay? And then she had to move way out in the country, where a lot of elderly other black people were. Now, she could have called us. We would have cut her the check. Shit, my cousin would have swiped his credit card. He was overseas serving. He was like, my mama didn't tell me nothing. So a lot of this here is this BS cry. It's BS. It's disgusting. In Memphis, you can buy a house for $20K. Yeah, and a lot of people, here's the thing, learn the code. A lot of people don't know how to fix things. So when I talk to people, a lot of times they go, well, I don't know how to fix things, so I don't want to fix her upper. No problem. There's a handyman somewhere. You can go on Thumbtack. There's some guy for 20, 30, 40 bucks. He'll come fix it. Okay? Like, stop this. My sister got her RN and bachelor at 50 years old. There's so many memes about women being 40 and getting their nursing degree because they baby daddy left. I mean, it's a real thing. Who pissed me off? I'm calming down right now. I'm sorry. New word of the day is socialism. It's not even socialism as much as like, just stupid. Mind your business. Before they get pop out. I got the pew 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 on me today. They'll get it. Black Wealth Renaissance. I came from sharecroppers and they moved to the city and crushed it because they knew they had to work to live. Plus it was easier working on the farm and more lucrative. Exactly. They gave me $95 a month to feed 4 kids. Shut up. $94 a month, y'all. Stacy just said $94 a month. Okay, so y'all sitting here mad the government won't give you handouts. $95? Girl, what you gonna buy? Chicken and beans? I cannot. The last few months, I subscribe for most of YouTube and never read or watch politics. I have less junk in my head. Listen, here's the thing. You guys know I'm supposed to be on a summer sabbatical. You know I'm supposed to be on a summer sabbatical and leaving. I'm going to New York next week. I may do a one-day New York event. I don't know. We're talking with a few people. And I'm going to it because they were talking so much smack about the South. And I was like, y'all are in Philly, Boston, and New York, and y'all are out of touch with reality in the South. Why are 1,000 to 1,500 people moving a day to Texas? Why are, I think it's 500 a day moving to North Carolina? 500 a day moving to South Carolina? Because this is the trend. Plus Tennessee. Skid Row. Most black YouTubers, stupidity and fast narrators, pretty much. They don't want to work. We do need mental health buildings. I wish you dig deeper on the issue. Homelessness, working poor, everything is connected, but it's easier to put somebody down. No. Listen, there's 1,600 videos. You will not get that cop out. No, you will not. Not today, you won't. I've done multiple videos on the book, Bait and Switch. There's another book we've reviewed on this channel. I've personally reviewed it. It talked about social workers asking women, hey, honey, what happened? You're having another baby? You can't even afford the baby you have. And the whole mantra of the book is the women kept saying, well, I know I can be a good mom. I know I'm poor. I know I ain't got nowhere to live, but I can be a good mom. And that is literally, it's not in a vacuum. Nothing happens in a vacuum. But in this particular case, this woman did everything right. She worked at 2 different places and retired from both. She was married. And she lived at a place for 30 years. The only different thing she didn't do right was the renting, not the owning. That's the only thing she didn't do right. So this isn't punching somebody while they're down. This is legit digging deeper. Because we've dug deep into that concept over and over. Again, right now, every day, there's a lot of jobs offering $10 to $12 an hour. And when they review people, why they won't, oh, that's not enough money, I can't do anything with it, And watch, when this recession happens, people are going to be clawing at those jobs. They're going to be clawing at them. Same thing, I think it was American Airlines. They had like 3,000, they had like 1,000 new jobs open up or something. And they had over 5,000 people standing outside waiting in line. I think this was in Atlanta a couple years ago. I got to go find the news article. But here's the thing. It's like, it's all circular. If you don't want to work certain jobs, you won't work. And I'm meeting grown men who are 35 and 38 years old going back and forth to their parents' house because literally this guy said he wanted to work management. And if he wasn't going to get management, it was like he was slipping further backwards into his career. Listen, dude, do what you got to do. But if you're 35 and you can't get into management, that's it. Like, you are stuck a little bit unless you change careers. And to me, to say I'm not going to work unless I'm a manager at 35, that guy's showing you who he is. Like, he's not dedicated. And he's going to have a very rough, bumpy 60s and 70s. There's another book that talks about if someone is having a rough 32 to 38 years old, they're going to have a terrible 60s and 70s. Because by then, you should be on a particular trajectory. Now, this all plays into each other. And when I talk about young black men and women taking a detour from like 18 to 25 into just bullshit, hanging out at home, not, working BS jobs, food jobs, not getting on the trajectory of already getting your certificates, already getting into certain careers. A lot of my white and Asian friends, and even my Hispanic friends, they had their first cybersecurity tech jobs out of the military by 24. So by 24, they were already on the trajectory of a career, and you were just waking up at 24, 25 and going, yeah, I better get serious. Oh, I got a baby now, so I better get serious. And that's really the problem in Black America we don't want to talk about. It's the lack of trajectory where these people's parents aren't preparing them for the future. So then they're just working jobs so that they can all survive instead of going to the next level and working jobs that actually pay $8,000, $9,000 a month. I commented in several Facebook groups and said, you can get a cybersecurity job, which is a certificate from community college, and entry-level jobs are $80,000 a year. People are laughing. And I literally changed my statement to say, if you're laughing because you're a loser and doubt your own potential to figure out how to do these jobs. These people are not smarter than you. I know too many people in tech who are not smart. I just know too many. I know people who are smarter. You can do this. I live in New York, so I don't want to hear about $400 rent. Give me that good investment game. Betty sounded like she was dealing with pride. She really was. Our family, even at the family room, was like, girl, why don't you call us? And she didn't want to talk about it. I was like, okay. It takes 1,000 hours to become a home inspector and then make $70K. Donald Johnson. Perfect. So there's a black millionaire in Dallas called Tim Jackson. He's been trying for at least 5 years to get more African-American men in Dallas to be home inspectors because Texas is booming, right? And a lot of home inspectors easily make $100,000 a year, and the average home inspector in Texas is 57 years old. So you're talking about old men who don't want to climb on ladders, don't want to get in houses, don't want to climb on roofs, taking up all the money in an industry that's booming, and Texas is going to boom for the next 2 years. Even if we have a recession, people are still going to move to Texas because they're moving on hope. They're moving on, they sold all their shit, so they're coming here. Period. Every day of the week I meet somebody sold all their stuff. They're coming. Yeah, I've had to back. Congratulations, Stacey Garner. I will be in touch with my cousin Nita for the wholesale class soon. I'm telling you. As a single college student, you can do a lot. $14 an hour, you could. Industrial jobs, yes. Sorry, I'm trying to there was a certain amount of miles I wanted to walk, but hold on, let me see if I can turn the camera around. This construction that's going up. Everything on this street's been this was all a field not that long ago. Every building over here is absolutely brand new. Every building, under 5 years. Because that's how much Texas is growing. So anyway, Asians working a truck. No, don't miss me with that. I know somebody's gonna say, but Asians work together, Hispanics work together. Stop. You cannot work with a team of weak links. If everybody in your family only making $30K a year and nobody's thinking about buying a home, it doesn't matter if y'all all work together. Because if you get a house, all of them move in and none of them pay rent to help you, you didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing but spare them rent. Again, this is a mindset. It's a mindset. Right now, African Americans in the United States the past 10 years are making more income than the last 10 years. I just want people to understand. Dude, don't call me a strong woman. I'm not a strong woman. I'm just trying to be smart. I'm just trying to be clever enough that my children, my future children, can have better. So I can stay home and homeschool. So I can have income. So I don't have to be out here struggling. The first thing, the reason I tell people to get busy and work more than one job is because while you're working that multiple job, you're like, you know what I want to do? I don't want to do this. I know what I do want to do. And you get your mind right. You don't need a degree for a home inspector. You do need, now a lot of times what they'll make you do is, depending on the state, they'll make you work under somebody, like with like a team member, like you follow them around, what they do. And most people don't care. Like and that's why I said, when it's an old man, they're gonna make the young man climb on the ladder. They're gonna make the young man climb under the house. So, true statement about inspectors, I'm a plumber and nothing but 6-figure plus opportunity. I'm telling you, if you're a plumber right now, and people think plumbers don't make money, there's so many states that need to repair their plumbing. That whole Flint, Michigan water thing, there's gonna be more states like that, where they have to repair their water, they have to repair the pipes. It's just gonna be, I'm telling you. Thank you, Derek White, for the $1 super chat. Okay, what else y'all saying? I gotta get back to the house. I know people get in their mind, listen, stop comparing to Asians. Stop comparing to immigrants. Like, there's the book Average is Over. I keep recommending y'all to read that. I'm gonna turn around because I'm tired of walking that way. Uh-oh, light's gonna be bad. Okay, I keep telling y'all to read that book because it does say in one spot, think like an immigrant. I remember living in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and there was a side of town that wasn't that great. The schools weren't great. Westover, if you're from Fayetteville, don't cuss me out. And this Vietnamese family bought a house over there because it was $30K. Dang it, the lights, let me do this. It was $30K. And the reason why is because they were like, it's the cheapest thing ever. We can pay it off in 2 years. Now, I worked at H&R Block for 3 years. There was a woman, I've told this story a million times. She had 3 kids. She lost her job. Came in after she got a real estate license. Her $8,000 check first year, got a house in that shitty area, Westover. Next year, got another check, moved to a different part of town near Hope Mills. Got a USDA loan. So Hope Mills is out there. Then, 3rd year, last time I ever saw her H&R Block, she had been making money as a real estate agent. She moved over into Jack Brick District, which is the best district. Okay, we got past the sun. And that, I mean, she kept both rentals. It's all about, to me, it's a knowledge part. You guys are lacking key in knowledge. Like earlier in the early video, I said, if you have a starter home and you go to your next home and you have to sell your starter home to get your next home, your math is bad. Your math is bad. Your starter home was too expensive, or your debt load's too high, because in theory, your starter home, if you rent it out, it would, the 70% of whatever you're renting it out for, the bank's going to consider it as part of your added income. So if you still can't afford it after that, your math bad. So, but Lanny 808, yeah, I don't understand about the obsession with Asians. What books can you direct me to? 19, 17, 14, 12-year-old, 10-year-old children. I want to ensure they're on the right foot. Cash Flow Quadrant. I would give them Robert Kiyosaki Cash Flow Quadrant. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's a guy graduating from UT right now. And he's turned down a 6-figure job at one of the tech companies here in Austin. See, this is why you guys be telling me, oh, Ericka, people ain't getting 6-figure jobs out of college. Yes, they are. So this guy turns down a 6-figure job. Yes, he's Asian, to start up this company. He's already getting funding off websites and off of who? The Indian community. And he's not Indian. He's well, he is Indian. He's a particular type of Indian. So, other books I would read: Multiple Streams of Income, How to Get Rich One House at a Time, I would read 4-Hour Work Week. I mean, it depends on where your children are at. A great game to play with your children is Cash Flow. Just there's so many books, but you got to get them out there. Yeah, the book is called Average is Over. Listen to this. T. Davis says, my job is paying for cybersecurity classes through SANS.org for me. And when I retire in a year, I can be making $150 working from home consulting. There you go. You guys think I'm making up these jobs? Listen, there was a time on this channel, I told y'all, I was about to quit YouTube and take an $80,000 a year job at Dell. Guess what the job was going to be? Putting on events so that nerdy introverts could connect with each other at work. So you put on golf events, you put on other events. You just basically was a social chair person. But it was $80K a year, and I said, this is enough for me to be able to qualify for more loans, more houses. And then I made a bunch of money in YouTube 2 weeks later, and I was like, I don't need that. But they're out here. And I know people say, well, Ericka, I'm in a small town, or I'm in a small city, you don't understand. Okay. Oh yeah, I give my nephews gold, little gold 1 ounces. I give them little silver coins because they can't run off and spend it, right? They get mad, but then they Google how, my one nephew Googled how much it is. He's like, oh, okay, it's $15. Like, yes, it is. There you go, cosmic wisdom. Bigger Pockets did a podcast thing this week about a black woman making $20K a year, used her tax refunds to get 10 houses over time. I'm telling y'all, every time H&R Block, y'all think it's a joke. I'm in this neighborhood over here, and everybody living in this complex, all they're living here for is just enough months for them to save money to go into their house. All the brand new houses out here, you go 10 minutes this way, you're gonna be USDA. Go 10 minutes to the right, you're USDA. That's what people are doing. She used her tax refunds to buy her house. That's right. The Holy Bible is the best book. Now listen, now you know the Bible is the book, but I'm talking about, she asked me books for kids. Plumbing is true. Hey, FaithWorks, go into the search bar. Like I told people from the previous video, type in what you want to see. There's 1,600 videos. Just type in business credit and go look for it. You will see business credit videos. Thank you, Sherlock Holmes. I'm not going to comment on Dave Ramsey. Protector of peace. The career field I'm in is called, I'm an investor. That's what it is. I used to be in apartment management. If many people know on this channel, I used to be in apartment management. I used to work multiple jobs. And before that, I owned a coffee shop in North Carolina. Before that, I worked in basically a numbers kind of accounting type job. But along in the story short, I started investing every single dollar. I had an emergency appendix. So when my emergency appendix went out here in Texas, I was like, what can I do? But money was coming in from all my investments. It was coming in from Lending Club. It was coming in from notes. And I was like, this is great. You know, I have an opportunity to not stress myself and go back to work. So at that point, when I did go back to work, I started just doubling and tripling my income in every way I could and putting that money into more investments, partnerships with houses, partnerships with trucks. As you can see this year, partnerships with trucks, 9 trucks, management, just all kind of things. Why? Because I'm here in Austin and every day I meet people. A lot of them don't have the traditional job you think of. A lot of them are investors. A lot of them have 1 or 2 rentals and they don't ever go back to work because they have this income now. So that's short answer of what I do. Dave Ramsey still keeps you in a contributor mindset, not a creator. Here's the thing about Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey, this is what I found. Once you pay off all your debt, then you're free. Okay, you're free to invest wherever you want. You're free to do whatever you want with your money. And what people don't understand is, I talk on the phone every day of the week with husband and wife teams and couples who make 12 grand a month, 15 grand a month, 18 grand a month, yet they're in debt up to their eyeballs. And if you tell them, if you guys just stop for 6 months and take all this income you're making and pay off everything you have, all your cars, all your everything, your life would be different. Like, they look at me like I'm crazy. They talk on the phone to me like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, that's my plan for you. So sometimes people need Dave Ramsey teachings to create financial discipline. Some people really suffer with financial discipline. I'm trying to get my 3 miles in. I think I hit 3 miles. I think my Fitbit went off. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Look at you being active. Free 99 knowledge. Yeah, I'm just trying to like, thank you for the $5 super chat, Joseph. I'm just trying to get my miles in. Yeah, I'm back because I was going off earlier, but I mean, here's my thing, y'all. Socialism isn't going to save you. And here's what I really want y'all to see. Go to Cuba. Schedule a trip to Cuba. Y'all think I'm joking. There's over 3,000 Cubas here in Austin. When Obama's program came through, several people came through. I think it's closer to 5,000, but 3,000. And I remember getting picked up in the same car with 2 or 3 people that were very dark skinned but couldn't speak English. They were all Cuban. They were all cousins. They were sharing the same car, sharing the same Uber app, making money. And I ain't knocking them. Now, 2 years later, most of those Cubans ain't driving no more. There's a Cuban restaurant. There's a couple different places that I see a lot of them at. They're at car dealership places. They all signed up ACC. And what I learned out of that whole experience is, like, there was one dude, he said it was 12 of them came through. And it was a program, and their grandfather said, you got to go now. You got to go while the Obama thing is good. And his daughters and sons said, oh, we'll come in a year. Well, the program changed because Donald Trump became in office. So no more Cubans. So all 12 of this man's grandchildren are here. And imagine that you were able to leave Cuba with all 12 of your grandchildren, and all your children stayed back in Cuba. So when people talk about socialism like it's some savior for black people, I'm getting emotional because I've traveled almost this whole, like, as much as you guys can think, every island, every place, as much as our family would take us when we were 11 and up, because our family's fortune changed from the 80s in farming. And I've been to Panama. I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to every airline you can think of, St. Kitts, St. Bart's, Cayman Islands, you know, a lot of the cruise stuff. I've been to a lot of places multiple times. I've been to Haiti, been to Germany, I've been to Japan. I've been to these places, and everywhere in the world that we are, and I mean brown people, we don't get the best jobs. We get a lot of shitty jobs. We get a lot of the maid jobs. Belize, I've been to Belize multiple times, and I'll be back in Belize the end of the month, June. And you look up, and they don't get a choice. They're in their country with no choice. And you're here in America complaining that you're not getting enough free shit. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting. It's really gross. Because imagine being a woman of my complexion and you're not allowed to work anywhere but a maid or a sex worker. So when you come to me on the channel with the whining, I find it disgusting because I've traveled the world enough to see people like us don't get an opportunity. And it's disgusting that you think that you should get a free ride or life should be easy. Yeah, I need to get some water. And that's just gross to me because you haven't traveled the world. I know you haven't. When you listen to some of these black men on YouTube, their whole point to travel over there is to sleep with sex workers. They're not sleeping with regular girls. They're sleeping with sex workers. Like, that's their whole point of travel. It's not to make money and live a good life in America, but to go over to Brazil, go over to Panama, go over to Dominican Republic and sleep with people. That's disgusting. It's really sad, honestly. There's nothing wrong with having a Cancun spring break here and there, but that's your only goal. That's your only goal in life, is to go work hard at your job so you can go trick off on people. It's gross. It's fucking gross. And that's why I've stayed away from a lot of those channels, because it's starting to get sad. If that's your only hope as a black man in America, I can't help you. I can't help you because you're living an opportunity of a lifetime. So there was just an article about a man from Dominican Republic. He was a janitor at the hospital, went to college, community college, then actual college, became a nurse. He's a nurse in the same hospital that gave him his first job, janitor job. This man done came from Dominican Republic, learned English, was a janitor, been here 10 years as a nurse, and you got people telling me they was going to be a nurse 20 years ago. I mean, I see why people come here and are so rude to us. So, hey, listen, spend your money how you want to spend your money. But what my whole point is if your whole goal is to make a lot of money in America, but rent an apartment and just go over there so you can trick for 2 weeks till you tired and you got to take Viagra and come back. Like, to me, like, yeah, that's a vacation. Good luck with that, okay? Good luck. So even in Brazil, when Brazil had problems with the Zika virus, the Cuba sent doctors. Of course, they sent black doctors because that's what Cubans are. They're very black there. And socialism have made a lot of doctors. Brazil didn't want black doctors. They were calling them maids. They said, look at these maids in lab coats coming. You can Google this. This is not made up. You can go Google what I'm saying. This is an actual news article. Multiple people did not want the black doctors from Cuba coming to save them. So when y'all have this dream in your head that socialism is going to make everything fair and make white people like you, that's weird. That's some weird shit, yo. And 90% of my sales on this channel come from white people. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking I'm being harsh, that isn't for you. You can do whatever you want. You can unsubscribe. You can do whatever. I don't care. The opportunity, yeah. Many Africans in Germany working toilet cleaning, yeah. That's true. Yeah, there's mad opportunity in North Carolina. This person said, the government isn't Jesus. That's just facts. Facts. Thank you, Stacy. The mayor of New Orleans just went to Cuba. That's right. A grown anyway. I can't even read that. Girl in Texas, these Africans tearing up medical. Yeah, I told you guys when I went to go get to the doctor in North Carolina, and the African lady was basically very rude to me and was like, do you know who your father is? She was filling out my information. And I was like drugged up. And I was like, yeah, my mother's name is this. Then she said my father. And I leaned back and I said my father's name. Before I could finish, she said, do you know who your father is? African lady. I said, beep. Yeah, look, I know who my father is. He died when I was in college. Are you ready to write his name? She turned, apologized. I finished writing it. But again, they're nasty and rude. So a lot of medical fields burnt out over time. Yeah. Thank you for the $5 one mark, DC. I retired from the Army. Now my family that I am new savings and loan. Oh, your family thinks you're savings and loans. No excuses. Anyway, look, I'm done. I've gassed out myself on arguing. I've argued enough for today. The key to thing here is get some books that will help y'all. And take the opportunities. This is America. You know, number one thing I tell you on this channel is a lot of people go get a USDA loan, 30 minutes outside of town, house, no money down, clothes on it. A year later, they move back into the city. I've seen it a lot of times. And a lot of white people are doing that. A lot of Asian people are doing that. Use the system for what it's worth. Thank you, Glib Talk. Sub-Zero, thank you again for the super chat. I've seen brothers live in DR for 6 years and work in call centers for $3 an hour just to have sex with hookers. Y'all, Sub-Zero, about to throw up. That was so gross. That was gross. Yo, I almost got sick. That's gross. But that's a mindset, though. They rather live on $300 rent in DR, work at call center for $3 just so they can wow. And listen, I don't know if you know this, but in Belize, in the call centers, they make $10 an hour. It's a very highly prized job. In Belize, they speak English. It's actually quite expensive to vacation in Belize, but it's a wonderful place. That's why I'm going again. And Sub-Zero. Y'all, that's funny as shit. That's terrible. That's very gross, though. Almost got a little sick. But I can believe it. Because it's almost like when you're in a hostile environment and you go somewhere else and you're an American, the thing of you being an American is so important that people are like, whoa. I just saw a news article where this lady went and tried to go find all the biracial children of World War II. Now, what does that mean? These black soldiers were dancing. World War II, they're dancing in France. They're dancing in Germany and the UK. There was over 320,000 black soldiers. And, the white women were in the places and they were dancing and things happen. So all these children, these mixed biracial children came along, and basically in UK they weren't treated very nicely. They were put in orphanages and abused, and essentially, you know, the government kind of apologized because they said the United States wouldn't let them be adopted, which I don't believe. I believe if UK said, if you don't take these black children out of here, we're gonna just start shipping them to New York, United States would have been like, okay. So my whole thing is, if you go somewhere and you're American, no matter whether it's 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, people are very friendly to the idea of, oh, you're American, whether you earn that or not. Now, what do I mean earn that? If you're in America, you're making under 60 and you can't own a home if you want to, there's some problems there. That's all. Okay, you guys, let's see. You guys go to Sub-Zero's channel. He has tech videos. Sub-Zero is in the comments. You can go to his channel. He teaches you tech videos. I bring on Terry, teaches you socks. I bring on Kamoy. She's teaching tech writing. I bring on Chris Johnson. Guy's been in IT over 20 plus years. No degree. Got out of the military, went over straight over to tech. I'm telling you, they're taking people. You got the skill, that's all that matters. So it's not about low price women as much as it is you're an American. So the shiny commodity is you're an American. So they want to talk to you. And the key of that is, well, we got a big dog and a little dog. Big dog's being very well behaved. Y'all want to see? That's the big dog. It's very well behaved. And this is a young dog. Training them? Oh man, that dog was yanking them. Okay. Anyway, so check out the Black Renaissance. Yeah, prostitution is not empowerment. It really isn't. You know, but my whole thing is, I'm not knocking these men. I'm just saying, if you feel like you live in America, America's hostile to you, and no one's paying you attention. I could understand people going overseas. It's not uncommon. You know, there's a black tour in France. You can go see where black business owners went. Like, they basically just said, I'm not going back. The army was like, come on back in. Peace out, army. And stayed in France the rest of their life. I could understand it. But y'all living in America with cell phones and basically refusing just to do bare minimum. I can't respect that. So I've just worked very hard the last 5 years, and I'm like, I can't be the only one. You know, there's a lot of people out there just need a little bit more direction. So I'm gonna wrap this up. This has been 53 minutes of me ranting. I think I'm better now. I think I've hit my 3-mile mark. My Fitbit didn't say so, but I think it did. All right, you guys, it's your girl Ericka, Classic Line Blog. There's your correction for the lady asking for my correction earlier. There you go. There's my correction.